Understanding why COY11 had been organized is essential to understand the vision and values carried within it. COYs are organized every year before COPs to enable young people to gather and to make their voices louder concerning climate issues. They are organized by local organizations and they usually receive youngos who are accredited to go to COPs. Local associations tend to build the event as an example of what they are willing for climate negotiation and more generally how they wish society to be organized. The main difference with past COY and COY11 was it opened perspective for every youth to organize an event officially bound to the main COY at the local level. We called them the local COYs, and it was quite a revolution in the fact that more young people were able to be part of the dynamic. The backbone of COY11 stands on the values which were rooted in the organization and in the spirit of the event: inclusivity and questioning of industrialized model of society. Those were the concepts which helped us build the COY11. COY11 was collaborative and low-budget event led by a volunteering organization composed of young people, and most importantly, this event has one more constraint: it has to be sustainable. This makes the event organization a lot more challenging, as every single decision has to meet all requirements that are decided in the first instance. The overall organization of COY11 was overseen by two structures: a steering committee and a technical committee. The COY organization was divided in different hubs. We had one for communication, one for national mobilization, international mobilization, programs, support, management of participants. Each hub had sub-working group within them, which focused on very specific aspects of the organization. For example, the one working on belief, the one working on the make it real, the one working on local COYs, and each head of hubs meet every 10 days for the technical committee. This was supposed to see how far the project was going on. What is important here is for you to understand how you work at your local level, what works for you, and how you can implement organization that maintains stability in the group. This is really important that you find your own way to have a good governance. We used many mailing lists for the internal communication. We also used Facebook a lot to get in touch with one another, and we had a Google Drive for everyone. What we can advise you is to have a common room for working together, because it really creates a sense of community and emulate courage, creativity, and also it helps you to work when you feel you're not alone and you're part of a group, and this really helps the volunteers, I guess. About 100 committed volunteers give us time and energy for the project for over a year. More than 200 volunteers were needed to send for the 3 days of the conferences. It's important to emphasize that volunteers deeply believed in the event, which means that meetings would regularly go late night, and weekends were very busy with COY work. I mean, like, for 7 months, every day there was a COY meeting with some hubs, some working groups. This particularly stands if you want to organize an event of more than 1,000 people. It's essential to have a strongly motivated team which deeply believes in the value passed on by your event. To maintain a positive ambience and allow volunteers to keep up the good work, defining your internal organization will be the first step of organizing your event. and also do team building. Go for a drink, for a coffee, for weekends together, work together. It's like the main key of a good event. Best communication you will have within your organization, the best the event will be. And your financial resources will define other aspects of your event. It's important to explore the many different sources of funding you can access. You can have money from public, private, crowdfunding, partnership, whatever, in order to work around your constraint. The main idea behind that is that you have to define from who you're going to accept money from. COY11 worked on the Youngo criteria in order to give us a policy on funding. This is how we did it. You also have to know what you are willing to do about money and what you can do also. Securing a place for your event early is very important. This will impact the entire vision of your event and give you boundaries to think in. Gathering an international network was one of the hardest, biggest part of the COY11 because we didn't have something before. So I suggest that you find a team of very resourceful person. For example, for the COY11, we were 23 working on the international network, trying to gather all the people in Paris and also in the local COYs. So that was very different from what have been done before because we had the international mobilization working on two subjects, making people go to Paris and also trying to make people go to the local COYs. What we do basically was searching on the internet, looking for networks already existing. We were looking on Facebook, Twitter with the good keywords, and big part of the process was to mutualize the database, and I suggest you do the same for your events because we had like complementary database. Some of us were more working on international youth, some were more working with younger or older people, and some were more specialized on French mobilization. So this really helped us. I also add a special note about local COYs. Whether you want to manage them or not, they will happen. You should decide very soon enough your position toward them in order to contact them, build something with them, or not. COYs belong to Youngo. This is an event created for them, and you really have to create a bond between your event and Youngo if you want to do a COY. The best option we settled in order to work with them was to create an advisory committee composed of active Youngo members. We wanted to have a constant dialogue and provide feedback to the organization of COY. The member of the advisory committee was selected through a questionnaire, respecting North-South equality and including members of the bottom line team. The aim of the advisory committee was to ensure that the entire Youngo network had a good visibility on the organization of the COY, and that the COY organizer received support and advice from Youngo. For example, the advisory committee reviewed the program and pointed out some missing elements and some important groups to highlight. Altogether, this was very successful project, and we advise you to reuse this format because Youngo will talk with you and you will talk with Youngo, so you won't get lost in the process.